Good morning, Rangers. If it's Monday, it's Morphin time, and we're going to get back into the Zeo Rangers today and get another one painted. We've already done Zeo Ranger 1. We've already done Zeo Ranger 2. Counting upward, that brings us to our next Ranger in the line, and that's going to be Zeo Ranger 3, Blue. Yeah, we're going to be doing Rocky today and all of his party-tastic modes. We're going to do this video a little bit differently than some of the other ones we've done. We spent a lot of time showing things like cleaning the miniature, and spent a lot of time showing the same basic technique for all the Zeo Rangers. So we're going to accelerate things today and jump right into Rocky being all primed and ready to go. First paint we're going to use is the Formula P3 Cygnar Blue. Really, any blue that you like will be just fine for this. This is a blue shade that I really like. And like with all the other Zeo Rangers, we're going to start by putting this blue all over the miniature. We're not worried about crossing over onto the gloves and boots and parts that aren't supposed to be blue. We're going to touch those up later. Generally speaking, if you paint your biggest area first, it's easier to clean up with other colors later. I'm not going to go hugely into depth on all the other colors as we go through them. They're the same colors we used on Zeo Ranger 1 Pink, the same colors we used on Zeo Ranger 2 Yellow, other than the main body part, and the same technique. So we're going to show them again today. I'm going to put notes in the description of the video as to what paints we used, but the concepts are exactly the same as the other Zeo Rangers. So we're going to actually talk today more about Rocky in gameplay. I'm a big fan of Rocky in this game. Had huge fun playing Zeo Ranger 3 Blue. He is incredibly powerful with the right support. He's still very powerful without the right support. Obviously, his Ranger abilities, he's going to place an energy token on an enemy. When that enemy goes down, you're going to be able to collect that energy token and use it for later. But really, if you can pull the right hand with Rocky, he's going to give you an absolutely incredible 1-2 punch on everything. The obvious combo you'd love to see in your hand is having 2 copies of Let's Party and having the power axes in your hand. Because that's going to let you just chain all into itself. So you'll play a Let's Party. So let's step back. You actually start a fight. You put a token on an enemy figure or an enemy card. You'll play a copy of Let's Party as your first move. You're going to place energy tokens on 2 more enemy figures. It lets you play another card because it's a Ranger of your choice. You can choose yourself. You play a second copy of Let's Party. You're going to place energy tokens on 2 more enemies. You're going to play 1 more card. You're going to go ahead and play power axes, and you're going to make that 3 dice attack against 5 different enemy cards. Odds are you're going to take a couple of them down. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. You're going to refill your energy meter, and your other Rangers are going to be able to jump on and use that. If you can't get the perfect combo, though, there are still some great things you can do with Rocky. Triple Threat allows you to create more energy tokens. So if you have something like a power spin coming up, you can spread out some damage there. Reckless Assault, obviously, if you defeat something, you may play another card. That's a great maneuver as well. You throw out a Reckless Assault to finish off something really weak, and then throw out a more powerful card afterward. Just like any other Zeo Ranger, Rocky is rocking the Power Pop Sword, which is it's an unbelievable card. It's almost as good as Blade Blaster. Basically turns any card you want into a Blade Blaster in a way, but you do have to pay an energy on top of that, and it's your reaction ability. Jumping back to the video here real quick, and you see we're doing the same thing with the other Rangers. We're using the Citadel Drakenhof Nightshade all over our P3 paint here. Just like the other Rangers, we're just going to layer this on really thick. We're not worried about it. We want it to go into the grooves, and we want it to make the deepest recesses of Rocky even more blue. And then we're going to come back, just like in the other videos, and we're going to use that original color. So in this case, the P3 Cygnar Blue. We're going to come back, and we're going to layer that over the top of the now dry model. So we have some really dark blue in the deepest recesses, and then we'll have this much lighter blue on top of it. You can keep going with additional highlights if you want, but I'm not going to go that far in these figures. We've talked about that before. Going back to Rocky in game a little bit, since now we're getting into the, on screen you can see we're basically using the same colors that we've used previously. Zeo Zor 3 is the next evolution of the Triceratops Sword, basically. Being able to pick 2 Rangers and take a card out of your discard is an amazing ability. If you're going to use it on yourself, I would actually recommend considering pulling a Let's Party out of your discard rather than something more obvious. Reckless Assault for 3 shields, Power Axes for 3 shields feel like the obvious choices because you can take a hit and be buffed back up, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in getting another Let's Party in play so I can create more energy for the team and the ability to play 2 cards come my turn. So Rocky is, very offensive Ranger, basically no defensive skills of any capacity, and while he's fantastic on his own, he is very vulnerable to bad dice rolls. 1 bad dice roll basically knocks Rocky's great combos just completely out of play. So really you want to pair him up with Rangers if you can that are going to buff that ability. Looking at Zeo Ranger 2 Yellow, Her Zord's ability to add dice, then take dice away, makes Rocky's 3-dice attack more reliable. Shooting for something like Mighty Morphin Red's Power Sword, adding 2 dice onto it. Something like Lead the Charge to add dice to it. Something like the Tyrannosaurus Zord. Really, I think Mighty Morphin Jason or even Mighty Morphin Rocky is one of the best combinations you can put with Rocky because you're going to increase the number of dice he rolls. As I mentioned in the Zeo Ranger 2 episode, the more dice you can roll in a war game, the better, because it mitigates your chances for failures. And if you happen to use Mighty Morphin Red as the one who's given Rocky extra dice on those power axes, you can use that leadership reroll to kind of take away any bad roll. So you see we've kind of zipped through Zeo Ranger 3 this week using the same concepts as before. This is a bit of a quicker video. I suspect Zeo Rangers 4 and 5 will also be a quicker video since most of the concepts are the same. We're really going to worry about the primary colors. Anyway, like and subscribe if this video helped you out. For more in-depth ones, look at Zeo Rangers 1 and 2. They'll give you the details on the individual highlights. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for playing. Thanks for coming.